Hi, so welcome to section 6, video 31, and in this video we're going to be going through the second link building strategy, which is taking backlinks from your competitors. So jumping straight into it, the strategy is as follows. We're going to find competitors by searching for a generic keyword phrase, and in this particular example in this video that we're going to go through on Google, we're going to search best washing machines, so taking a completely different industry. The next step, step 2, will be to search for these competitor websites on SEMrush and check out their backlink profile. From here, we're then going to compile a list of websites we may be able to guest on and check their stats in SEMrush. And then finally, we're going to contact the websites to see if you can guest post on them and send unique content. So the back half of this strategy is very similar to strategy 1 in guest posting, but yes, we're going to be looking at backlink profiles of competitor websites in this particular example for best washing machines. So I think it'll make more sense as we go through the example. So without further ado, let's jump onto Google. Okay, so as you can see, we are back on Google, and like the first strategy, guest posting on other blogs, this strategy, taking competitor backlinks, works on the premise that you are providing valuable content, and in that content you can then include a link to your own website. So that's kind of what we're going for here. All right, so as I mentioned, the first thing I'm going to search is best washing machines. Let's see what comes up. And we can see here that we have a website, the independent.co.uk or independent.co.uk. I'll take a tab of that. Similar for expertreviews.co.uk, and I suspect there's a bunch more review site websites. Scrolling down, yeah, looks to be that way. So obviously you can do as many of you want of these if you're doing this yourself, but just for this example, I'm going to look at a couple of these review websites. So the first one, independent. If I scroll down, get rid of the pop-ups, annoying pop-ups, what we'll probably find are links to various websites that are selling washing machines, and that's exactly the case. So here we have one from Currys, we also have one from very.co.uk, so I'll just take a tab for that. Scrolling down, we've got Amazon, no surprise, miel.co.uk, not sure if I pronounced that correctly, and hisense.co.uk as well. So I'll just look at those three. So obviously, you'd go and find as many websites as you can, many competitor websites as you can. I'll go to Hisense first. And the reason I've chosen these as examples is because the likes of Amazon and AO.com are basically competitors for everyone. They're selling some sort of technological product. With Hisense, I suspect they're a little bit more specialized and probably only selling products that are around the home, so sort of laundry, washing machines, cooking, dishwashers, that sort of thing, which looks to be the case. So this is one we're going to look at first. So what I'll do is I will take the domain, so hisense.co.uk. I'm not going to take the full URL. I'm just going to copy that, and then we're going to go back to SEMrush like we saw before. So simply going to use the backlink analytics tool here, copy in or paste in the domain rather, and then wait to see what results come back. So you can see here, similar to what we've seen before, we have the authority score given. We also have referring domains, we have backlinks and monthly visits and also keywords. So yeah, it looks like a very strong competitor if we are looking to enter the space of selling washing machines. The bit I'm interested in to try and build our backlink profile as a new entrant into the washing machine space is this one here, the backlinks. And the idea is we're going to try and identify which websites are linking to hisense.co.uk and see if we too can get a slot on these websites. If they're already talking about washing machines, it kind of suggests they are interested in content around washing machines, so we too may be able to target these websites. Again, I'm just going to click one link per referring domain. I'm okay to look at both follow and no follow links for now. And I'm going to again look at these individually. So cssdrive.com, what I'll do actually, rather than looking at that, I'm going to open that website in a new tab. So hopefully that will take us to a new website, which looks like it will do. I'm then going to scroll down and look for some other ones. So this one jumps out at me, love foodhatewaste.com. I think that could potentially be an interesting website to check out. So I'll open that up. And then finally, I think I'll also check out rap.org.uk. Anything with .org at the end suggests this website will be quite educational and therefore providing quite good content. So check these three out. Okay, so then looking at rap.org.uk, if we look at this website, it's got an article here about Food Waste Action Week. And if we scroll down, looking for the link to hisense.co.uk, and actually this looks like it might be here. So we've got strategic partners, and yes, we do. So you have Hisense here listed, so you can visit the website here by clicking this link, and actually it is a strategic partner. So in reality, this means that this website or this company is probably paid to be a partner with react.org.uk, therefore probably not the best linking opportunity for us. So we're going to ignore that particular website. I did check out the other two websites as well, lovefoodhatewaste.com, similar story here in terms of being a partner, and then this URL for CSS Drive no longer exists. Looks like it's been redirected. So those particular blogs weren't particularly helpful, but let's keep looking. There might be another link. It's just a case of, going through all of these and trying to find useful websites. So one here, Gizmodo, I think that's just a seller of these products. Potentially Blackpool Gazette. We'll open it. We'll see what this is about. I think that's going to be very localized, so it's probably not going to be particularly useful, but obviously it does have quite a high authority score. Scrolling down a bit further, so I'm opening that Blackpool Gazette article in a different tab. None of these are really jumping out to me. Awards one, not really. Alexa, it doesn't look very good. Keep scrolling. Feel free, new films, Dribble. None of these are really jumping out at me as being particularly good links, which actually, if we were a competitor of Hisense, would be quite a good thing in some ways. Maybe this one. So good2.com. Looking here at, do you throw a cheap barbecue? Who knows? Let's look at those two. So I'm going to look at a couple more just to kind of show you how this works. Let's click I accept. So you've got Blackpool Gazette here, and then an article all about fridges, I guess, and clearing up stuff. Looking for a link here to Hisense. Can't see any hyperlinks so far. Here we go. So right at the bottom, we can see this research was carried out in association with home appliances manufacturer Hisense. So this suggests to me that this piece was actually a PR piece, and actually an external agency has done this piece on behalf of Hisense. The reason I think this is the case is because we've done this sort of work for clients before, and usually you do have to have this sort of note at the end when it's external research or research done on behalf of a company. So, okay, so we have a link here to Hisense, and then if I was to click that link, it will take us to the Hisense website. So let's just show that, as you can see. So, okay, so we know that link works, and it's linked to on the Gazette. So let's say this is a good link, and actually we do want to target this website. So the first thing we can do is just check that this website does actually have good statistics in SEMrush. So I'm going to copy blackpoolgazette.co.uk. I think it did. So I think it had a high domain authority score. So we're back in SEMrush, and I'm just going to open a new tab for SEMrush. And I'm then going to copy in blackpoolgazette.co.uk. There we go. Like I say, this isn't potentially the best example just because it is very localized. And actually, if you're not a company selling washing machines in Blackpool, then you might think it's not particularly useful. Having said that, any website that has a high domain authority is worth linking to, even if it doesn't seem particularly relevant. And I suggest this one kind of borderline, but I think you could get away with it. So let's look at, so the authority score, really good, 56, got a lot of referring domains, a lot of backlinks, a lot of monthly visits, a lot of keywords. All looks good. So you could potentially reach out to the Blackpool Gazette like we did in the previous strategy, send them some content ideas and see if they would be willing to accept a guest post based on content that we have written. So that is one option. Again, you might want to put it into a spreadsheet like this, like we had before, and then keep track of the articles that you've submitted or articles that you've written, and then articles you've submitted. Let's just do one more example. So this was the good2.com website. So good to know. And again, it mentioned that in this particular article about how to throw a cheap barbecue, there was a link to hisense.co.uk. So rather than check out the whole website, again, I'm just going to do Control F, search for Hisense. And here we go. So it's actually linked, well, we've got a brand mention here, Hisense, and then we've got a link to hisense.co.uk. You can't see that, but again, that is actually a link to the homepage. So branded match, if you remember branded anchor text, because that's the clickable words. So yeah, again, that looks like a solid link. So potentially it could be a good website to try and get onto. So what we'd then do, similar to what we did before, get rid of the annoying pop-ups, go away, and then we would copy that domain. So goodto.com. We'll then paste that into SEMrush like we did for the Blackpool Gazette. And then just really to check that the stats are okay. I suspect they will be. So yeah, again, authority score above 25, 57, which is really good. A lot of referring domains, so comfortably above 50. A lot of monthly visits, comfortably above 200. And a lot of keywords it's ranking for, comfortably above 100. If you wanted to do a deeper dive before writing content for these pieces, for these places, you could do, but I'd be happy with that. So again, I would then copy in good2.com into my spreadsheet, check if they're accepting guest posts. If you can't find out information, it's worth just actually sending them an email to check. But let's have a quick look on this particular website. So good to know. I'm looking for anything around submitting a guest post. So we've got here a contact us section. So we'll click on that. And there may be an option here to see how we can send something to the editorial team potentially. That could work. So yes, similar to what we had before. So just to show you that guest template, use the same template to send an email to that editorial team for that particular website. And then hopefully you may be able to get a link on that website. So just rinse and repeat that process, keep a track of all the websites in this spreadsheet, and you are good to go. Hope you found this strategy useful. I'll see you for strategy 3.